my bill basically only reflects just the connection fee of $12 for the month. There's generally gonna always be some sort of explanation about what you're producing and what you're getting credit for on your statement.
Whenever I see someone explaining it like this, if that's how you're starting off, how's it gonna end?
If I ran my business like them, we would no longer exist. We'd no longer be here.
Okay, so for example, this is my utility statement. I have solar, I've had it for 6 years. It's summertime, so right now I'm producing more than I use, but on the statement, it's reflected in my utility bill by 2 different lines. This one has what I have used in my household, and this one is what I have consumed, and so there's a difference of 35 kilowatts that I have credit on my account because I overproduced. And as a result, my bill basically only reflects just the connection fee of $12 for the month just to be connected to the grid. There's generally gonna always be some sort of explanation about what you're producing and what you're getting credit for from the utility company on your statement. Right here, X marks the spot.
I think the kids say cringe.
Yeah.
When I watched that, first of all, if you notice how he talked about the power and then the energy, he says kilowatts.
And so there's a difference of 35 kilowatts.
It's kilowatt hours.
Yeah.
So right there, unfortunately, most homeowners may not know that, but you can already tell he doesn't know what he's talking about. The filler words, the explicative language, just saying generally.
So generally, sort of, basically.
You're not educating. We're entering in what is typically going to be a multi-decade relationship with these individuals. Does it start off on white lies, or does it start off on absolute truths? We educate them first, then they go through, they get the install, and then eventually they start getting reduced bills. But from the beginning, we're not saying it's gonna be like this. We say, this is what it is. This is what you pay. We're able to help them understand the difference between what energy and power is. And again, whenever I see someone explaining it like this, you can't even explain it correctly. If that's how you're starting off, how's it gonna end?
Yeah, don't even want to get me started with the power bills. I mean, come on, they're like shell games to begin with.
Oh yeah.
And people, they just pay the bill.
It's the consumer decision we all do most, yet think least about. Because when we go to turn on the TV, we just made a consumer decision. I'm buying now electricity, but am I thinking for the next hour I'm buying it for 15 seconds? And then on top of that, when you receive your statement, it's not such as maybe your cell phone bill or your internet bill where it's one line item.
Right.
It's 17 to 20 that change. In our state now, they have the ability to increase the rate almost whenever they want. All they can do then is complain more and pay more.
And then this is a big thing. You're gonna get me on my soapbox here, but so they're a monopoly, right? So if I ran my business like them, we would no longer exist. We'd no longer be here. And solar, you know, it frees you, right? You're taking control of that.
The moment you go solar, whether it's any program, whether you buy it, you lease it, power purchase agreement, immediately you have now energy independence.
Yeah.
It's a known technology. It's been around for over 50 years. There's satellites in space that have been powered by the same solar panels for over 40 years. So that's great. But then as well, the average American now, they want to know, well, what are my bills gonna be not only this month, but what are they gonna be in 6 months? Solar gives you that independence, yet for something that I've really enjoyed about it is it gives you that predictability. Here where we operate, we have multiple utilities, but on average, they have raised their rates 10% a year over the last 20 years. Those have only become more accelerated in the last 5 years. My prediction, without having a crystal ball, is it's only gonna be accelerated over the next 5 years, especially on a local level where we're suffering fires. We're seeing Santa Ana winds continue to pick up. There's also the utility death rate spiral. As more people convert to solar, what are the utilities, AKA natural monopolies, gonna continue to do? They're incentivized. They have to raise their rates.
Yeah, and it's a supply and demand thing too. More and more of what we use is switching over to electric, especially when you look at electric vehicles. An electric vehicle will often use more than double what the entire house uses. And people don't always realize that when they install solar and they think, oh great, now I can get an electric vehicle and I won't pay anything. That uses a substantial amount more than your house does. But if you look at the amount of electric vehicles on the road, that means the energy supply just skyrocketed. And that means that because of supply and demand, the prices are going to keep going up.
And that's in today's term. What's happening in the next 5 years with data centers? That is going to require a massive amount of load.
Yeah.
Where's that going to be supplied from?
Right.
Initially from the utility companies. So as they do that now, what will they do with their rates? And then that gets passed on to the residential homeowner. And that's, again, why I'm so excited where we are in today's term. We have programs for no upfront cost. Someone can go solar and immediately lock in a predictable rate, and a rate that's already in today's term less than what they're paying to the utility. So no upfront cost, immediate savings, guaranteed production, no maintenance. So that provides one of our core values, which is a peace of mind. And you don't only get that for the first day with August Roofing and Solar, you get that for the entire time that you're with us.